Perhaps unsurprisingly, the confidence has been built on that in the week. Luton Town secured a point late on against Blackpool midweek, 15 to go. Staring down the barrel of a difficult defeat and a long journey home. To come back from 2 days, finding another landing spot. Stevenage, Charlie Good. Conditions. That wind is howling. It's taken short by Bramall and into the path of Saville, who's charged down immediately by Reed, who can't get a chance of the game. So far, falling the way of the Hatters in Cohen Bramall. But thus far, it feels like both teams are trying to get accustomed and acquitted to. Nordos will certainly give plenty to think about for Matt Bloomfield. Nordos, Sweeney with a free header, falls for George Saville. Slid into stand-up. Cal Naismith, who goes around the outside of him, then tumbles to the ground. Doesn't appeal, doesn't ask for anything, just lost his footing innocently enough. And the clearance from George Saville in the end is a very good return. Marshall now hangs it high and it's towards Reed. Saville's there first and he finds Sweeney. Bit of head tennis between the two sides, and now Harvey White can... Well, Saville was on the ground momentarily, but he's got back to his feet and then he's won the tackle. Snaps into the tackle with Freestone. Freestone's been penalised. Both sets of players rushing towards the referee. Both sets of players feel that their players should be in trouble. The opposition players should be in trouble, I should say. George Saville is back to his feet slowly. Freestone also hobbling back to his feet. Full-blooded tackle from both. It's one of those... It's a stereotype, but 15 years ago, both players would be applauded for it. Nowadays, opposition fans want the opposition player sent off for it. And now there will be a conversation. George Saville is back to his feet. He was the slower of the two. Referee didn't immediately give the foul Luton's way. So if there is a conversation to be had, it will have to be with the Stevenage fullback rather than the Luton Town central midfielder. Two captains are being spoken to in Cal Naismith and Luther James Wilding. And now the conversation is brought to an abrupt end and referee jogs away. Nothing given. I think it's good refereeing, to be honest. Referee's given the foul. Both players were fully committed into it. Conversation with the captains, I presume, will have been about the reactions of both sets of players rather than the tackle themselves, as you didn't see too much wrong with that. So, strong officiating from Mr. James Bell, the referee this afternoon. Now Josh Keeley finds Houghton, lovely slide ball in towards Dan Kemp. Brilliant defending from George Saville. Back to the captain, Luther James Wilding, who scoops it into the sky, headed away by Saville. This is for his versatility in this squad as Kem Campbell picks up the pieces. Now Kemp starting to surge towards goal, held up by Saville. Held up brilliantly by George Saville, forced to go back, although Kemp still maintains possession. James Wilding on the overlap. He's ignored currently by Stevenage number 10, who tries to come in fast a little bit too much so far. Is good. Again, a bit back and forth. George Saville now one of those who's getting on the ball. He's had it intercepted, and Chris Makosso has had a bit of a swipe at Kem Campbell, and he'll be the first player to go into the book this afternoon. Probably a justified yellow card for Luton's fullback, who's had a couple of tasty battles with the wide player on that far side. Kem Campbell, good battle though. An honest battle, certainly. Yellow card for Luton's number 28 and right back, Chris Makosso, who we still await his end. Now Jamie Reed into the Luton penalty area, skips away from one. Really good tackle from first Makosso, then Saville, and then Saville gets his body in front and wins the foul against Jamie Reed. Really, really clever play from George Saville. Gets his body in the way, uses all of that experience. Relieves a bit of pressure as well, as the clock ticks ever closer to a goalless first half. Quite a broken game of football, a lot of set pieces, a lot of throw-ins, wind playing a part. But we are unchanged for the second half, so for the Hatters it'll be Keeley in goal, a back four of Makosso, Anderson, Mengi and Cal Naismith at left back, the armband on. Three in midfield, Fane, Jake Richards on his first Luton Town League One start, and George Saville, and then a front three, Gideon Codwer on the right-hand side, Cohen Bramall on the left, and Lasse North, something that's perhaps a little bit more creative than we've seen in the first half. And already Luton Town trying to get on the ball. Nicky Wells is one of those from a Luton perspective who's out warming up. Real tangle between Freestone and Kodua. Free kick's gone against Freestone. He's not very happy. He's clear towards Nordos, who's having the shirt ripped off his back by Sweeney. In fact, inside to Kem Campbell. Into the feet of Lubala, intercepted by Saville. Naismith's throw-in's taken quickly to Saville. Under pressure from Kemp, who's just thrown him to the ground. Not too many of those in red and white are in disagreement with that foul being given. Saville's going to leave it, I think, for it'll be a different test as the ball's fired towards him. Luton pick up the pieces and Saville finds Bramall on that far side. Smith. George Saville once more. Mokosso outside him. Mokosso on the overlapping run. He finds Mokosso. Mokosso's delivery fired towards the near post and headed behind by Charlie Good for a Luton Town corner. Centre half saying he couldn't take any chances. The goalkeeper asked him maybe if he could have left it. I think he's probably made the right decision though. George Saville now going over to take the corner in front of a still very packed Luton away end. Saville just asking for a couple of people to perhaps come towards the nearer post. He's barking instructions and nobody's really engaging with the conversation with him. They're all at the far post and they're all hung a long way away. Saville now going to take the corner. In swinger. Right underneath the throat of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's punch isn't a good one. And it's out for another corner. Right underneath the throat. Jordan Clark and George Saville stood over it. Joe Bode, Cal Naismith, Chris Mokosso and Ted and Mengi, the four in blue shirts who are lurking this side of the penalty spot. Nicky Wells, the other side of it. Miliali on the edge of the area. Cohen Bramall still lurking, offering a short option. He's right, hugging the touchline, getting chalk on his boots on the far side. I think it'll probably be George Saville. It will be George Saville. And it's hung up and headed away by Good. Only as far as away by Ahadme. Volley clear by, again, the Stevenage captain, James Wilding. Flick on by Nathan.